What's up? What's up? We're here with another episode of BoomBox Weekly.
You're listening to BoomBox Weekly.
What's up, y'all? We are here with another episode of BoomBox Weekly. I am Gentel, Sharrie.
Omar Cook, you already know what time it is. We got another dope episode for y'all. BoomBox Weekly, we in the building. Got a dope actor in the building. We got Brandon Paul Johnson, man. What's
Yes.
going on, bro?
What up, man? How y'all feeling?
I'm feeling good now that
Feeling
you are
good?
here in our presence.
Hey, I feel it. I feel it. I'm honored. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So, you're one of the stars in LA Undercover, the first one and the second one that's coming out soon. You've been from the remake of House Party. You've done a lot of things. Tell us about your career so far.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've actually been, since I've been 3 years old, I told my mom that I wanted to go inside the TV. 6 years old, I was like, I want to be an actor. Didn't really know what that meant. 9 years old, she was like, okay, I believe in what you're saying,
Yeah.
but you're a busybody, but we're going to put you in some acting classes. And I was on and off in high school, and then I went to college, got my business degree. And about 3 or 4 years ago in 2020 is when I actually started my full-time career in acting. So it's been a blessing ever since.
How did you get into acting? Like, what was the spark? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the moment where you were like, all right, I'm an actor today?
The spark was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh, yeah. Shout out
Waking
to the
up
Power
on
Rangers.
On Saturday, they
waking
came-
up
Yes,
on Saturday
Saturday.
morning, watching the Mighty Morphin Power. It's morphin time, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, I want to go on the TV, and that's honestly where it started. No cap.
What was
So,
your favorite one?
oh man, you mean Black Ranger, man?
Okay, yeah.
First black dude to be dancing and having powers. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, that's our culture right there.
Let's
so
go. Let's go,
yeah.
Zach.
for real, man.
Yeah, he a legend,
Seriously.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
What's been your favorite role so far?
My favorite role actually has been so far Captain Drew Wright. Captain Drew Wright,
Yes.
because it's just like in Hollywood, I'm really trying to become a superhero,
Right.
and I've noticed that a lot of actors, they start off as detectives, chiefs, captains, and such. So it was a blessing to have this opportunity and tap into a different side that I normally wouldn't tap into, because I used a lot of method acting for this role.
You
Yeah.
played your part now. You
Oh,
played
I
your
appreciate it. I appreciate it. So
Yeah, it was really
yeah.
dope to play, opposite of you, in a police role, and we on the same force, and
Yeah.
you kind of getting in my grill on the cover stage. Ellie Undercover, for y'all that need to watch the movie.
Uh
You
huh.
know what I'm saying? He plays Captain Drew Wright.
Absolutely.
For this character, man, what was like some of your inspirations? Like, what did you do to tap into the character?
So the character, I had to first understand what age he was actually is in this movie, and I'm thinking somewhere between maybe early 40s, mid 40s, and such. And I'm only about 33 years old and whatnot, but my voice is it's not like a deep. It's kind of like mid range, high pitch, or whatever, as you can tell. And I really had to tap into the pronunciation of my voice, how I was coming off with my words, and it was all a mindset thing. Because when this role was actually given to me, I had probably about like a couple weeks to prepare.
Right.
So to all my lines, so most of my time went into actually studying the lines, making sure I had it word from word. Because sometimes, writers in Hollywood, they're very prestige about that. And I had to develop the mindset. So it got so real, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. It got so real that it was like one day I was waking up and I'm like, okay, cool. I gotta go to LA and fight crime and stuff like that. Like for real, it was getting
You had to
that
get into
real.
character.
It was getting that real, and I was like, hold up, now am I Brandon Paul Johnson or Captain Drew Wright? Because it is crazy. But there's this TV show by Tyler Perry called The Have and Have Nots.
Yes.
And the lawyer on there, I believe his name is Peter Peros. Sorry if I butcher your name, bro. But in real life, his voice is kind of like high pitched like mine,
Right.
but then he goes into like this deep, slow, voice, and it's just kind of like I took a page out of his book, and I was just like, wow, okay, that's what I can actually mirror, and that's what allowed me to get into the character much faster and to actually develop, because I'm like, okay, cool, if he's in his mid-40s, then he's moving a little bit slower, he's kind of like sexy, like, you know, just kind of taking his time, turning his head. So he's seen a couple scenes, and it's just kind of like, all right, man, go get your apartment, bro. You know, so yeah, so it was dope actually getting into character.
For sure.
So you had another character you had to get into, and that was for House Party. How was it just being on that set and being part of a remake that was so iconic when it first came out?
Yeah, so the remake was crazy because I was background. So it wasn't like I was featured or anything like that. But, you know, the thing about background, you have the opportunities to be on set with producers and directors that even if you audition for it, you don't have that same experience because you're actually in front of them. And I've seen some people get upgraded on set. So to see that actually happen, I'm just like, okay, cool. Then, you know, let me play my part, stay out of the way. Whenever they need background, jump up and do that.
Yeah.
And then I got to see some cool people like DC Young Fly, very humble guy to actually work with. Odell Beckham Jr. was actually there, and Lil Wayne. So a lot of people that we were around. So it was really nice being able to see them and being on the same set. And it's kind of like it was like a safe zone for us to truly be ourselves, because they were saying on set, you know, not that I do these things, but they was like, oh, no smoking, no drinking. I'm like, who's smoking and drinking? Like, but then it's a house party, so like to get in the character, some people were doing that behind the scenes. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, definitely can't do that with the other background. So yeah, but it was dope. It was real nice.
What's it been like, you know, with the current atmosphere of the industry, navigating the strike, navigating just so much? It's just a lot going on. How have you been able to stay afloat?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I've made some friends in the industry, and they were doing odd jobs. There was my first job, like during the strike. I was like, okay, I need to go out here and, you know, make some money. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna cap, but I was doing telemarketing, and my boy Cass actually put me on for telemarketing. He's from a TV show I do for Grownish, and he's one of my good friends, my good buddy of mine. But he was like, yeah, man, do telemarketing, come here and put on your acting chops, and, you know, kill the interview, and then they hire you. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll do what you said. And I did it, and I started making some money from it and such, but it was too strenuous on the brain and my mental. It's just like, you know, random people, you know, think about it like you getting a random call and then people cussing you out like, who is this? Off the rip. And they were saying some crazy stuff on the telephone.
What's the craziest thing you've heard?
Oh, I don't even know if I could say it. This is, like, I'm trying to keep it rated G. But this dude I called
some PG-13.
I mean, okay. I got you. This dude I called up, and then I was like, hi, yo, would you actually, is your roof okay and everything of that matter? We have a team that will come out and actually check that out. We can set you up for a review of your house and such. And then he was like, oh yeah, come and check out my 9-inch pipe and all this stuff. And he was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I want you to go. I'm like, what in the world?
What?
I was like, and then we're on the phone for like 5 minutes. I'm like, sir, we actually don't do that, but if you got 9 inches of roof, we could actually fix that. Definitely we could do that. And he's like, yeah, come and check out the roof. And oh yeah, and I need this room back here for my dildos. You built racks for dildos? I was like, bro, I can't.
What is wrong with people?
I don't know. It's just, I mean, there's many other stories besides that one, but that was the worst one because I felt uncomfortable, and I'm like, you can't really hang up on the person unless they hang up on you. So.
But that's why a lot of people have those automated systems. Like, you know, a lot of people went to like the robots talking on the phone before you even get to somebody. Like, it's so hard to kind of get to people now because I feel like they run into instances like that.
Yeah, because you hear it, like, if it's like a telemarketing type job, how you decipher from any other call is that you hear a beep sound. It's like, boop, and then all of a sudden, like, hey, sir, how you doing? They're like, oh, yeah, this is a scam or whatever.
Oh, okay. I see
And
what you
yeah,
mean.
so,
Okay.
yeah, but it was rough. Other than that, I do trading, so like I trade on the Forex market, so that was keeping me afloat as well. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, I was during the strike. I thought I was going to be having off from the acting industry, but it was just like I was doing movies. I was doing the LA Undercover 2. I was doing a upcoming boxing film that I'm doing.
Oh, nice.
I'm getting prepared to do a movie about Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
So it's
Can you
yeah.
talk about that?
So yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about it, but I do know that I'm one of the characters in it where I'm like a taxi driver or something like that, an Uber driver. So we're going to be shooting it in a different state, and it's going to be super dope. So I was busy with that, and yeah, so like there's some upcoming projects. So I was staying busy.
Being an actor is crazy, especially in Hollywood, because it's like, yeah, you're doing like dope stuff on TV, and everybody, it starts to know you and things like that, but you still gotta work a side job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like still, because I still got
it's
I got my
crazy.
9 to 6 every Monday through
Yeah.
Friday. Be stressed.
Yeah, for real. And it's crazy because I know some actors that may have gotten a part here and there, but they're not like A-list
Right.
that don't want to work in like inside of a store or something like that.
Right.
I was like, yo, y'all are. I'm like, listen, if the check clears, then I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they giving me money, I'm doing it. As long as it's not a scam, I'm not swiping or whatever you want to call it nowadays. It's like, I'm cool.
Because out here,
So-
you gotta have another job. Like
Yeah.
you have to.
Yeah.
Like, you
Multiple
gotta
hustles.
figure it out. Unfortunately, but
Yeah,
yeah.
because I didn't care. I was getting recognized off of some TV shows. 'Cause I was doing some game shows. Let's Make a Deal. I was getting
Yeah.
recognized off of that. So it's just kind of like, well, I mean, you're going to be an A-lister anyways one day, so you might as well get used to it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Shoot, with that, let's take a commercial break and hear for our sponsors, 24/7 Live Culture.
We are back with Brandon. Brandon on BoomBox. He's in the building with us today. So, share maybe like one of your favorite memories that you've had on set.
a specific set or
Any set,
okay,
yeah.
one of my favorite memories that I've had on set was Grownish, and the actors, specifically Marcus, Diggy, and even Trevor was coming up to us, and I played a fraternity brother on the show, and they are just coming up to us, and even though we were featured background, they were like, "Oh yeah, man, you're doing so good, man. You know, like proud of what you guys are actually doing," and it's just like the craziest thing because a lot of times these featured roles, they're not easy to get into, and then how you get into it, you kind of sometimes have to, I guess you would say, finesse the system a little bit. And how I got into it is that Central Casting was setting out a call. It was like, hey, have you been a fraternity brother or anything like that, or have you stepped? And I'm like, I've never pledged, but I've stepped. I've taken dance camp. We do stepping competitions. They were like, if you don't have a video, you don't have to send anything. And I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna beat out like 90% of people. Let me just and I was just like,
What'd
and
you
then I
do?
got in. And then that was in season 5 of Grownish, and now we're just wrap season 6. So I've been there for 2 years, and so that has been some of my favorite memories on set, is being with the fraternity brothers and the actors who don't act like strangers at all or stuck up or anything like that.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done, and you've painted your career, you've lived it, what do you want your work to say for the world?
I want my work to actually say for the world, encouragement, inspiration, positivity, and love. I just really want people to come together based upon my storytelling. I think this is why I work so hard to do what I do, because there's just this world is just so evil. And one of my mottos is to always keep it positive. I have a nonprofit organization called Kids on the Right Path, and we work with children of all ages, from toddlers all the way up into the early 20s. And what we do is that we do like musical things in the studio, and we create music videos. We create programs throughout the William Hart School District. So we're well endowed, and like that really makes me feel good to put a smile on somebody's face. So I want my work to speak that language as well. So
Yeah, and it for sure will. So where can we find you? Where can we see your next projects?
yeah, absolutely. So you can actually find me on all social media platforms under Brandon Paul Johnson, Instagram, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. And yeah, that's where you can find it. And usually I post like some of my stuff on there. I have a TV show out right now called Death by Fame, where I play like a famous sheriff who was in the court and ultimately got in trouble with the law. Don't want to say too much or give it away, but yeah, I play lead on that. That was my latest project. So
Nice. And you do be doing like motivational talks on Instagram.
I do motivational talks on Instagram. That's one of my dreams, to travel the world and do motivational speeches, put on seminars, get invited into places all over the world. So yeah,
Yes, you definitely will. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
happen.
I appreciate it.
Why don't you lead the people with something inspirational? What's something that you can leave for other artists that's trying to come up in the game like yourself?
Yeah, don't be afraid to take opportunities and chances. My football coach, when I was playing in high school and college, always used to say "carpe diem," which means seize the moment. That's French. And when you actually seize the moment, you go after the opportunity with everything you got. This is scripture in the Word of God that I like to say, that it says, "In the morning sow your seed, and at night do not withhold your hand, for you do not know which will prosper. Either this or that, or both alike will be for the good." And it's just like, it's all for your betterment. Whether you fail, whether you take an L, every L is not a loss, but it's a learning lesson to succeed the next time. And I think there's beauty in the failure, because that's the process to get you to the promise. So it's just like, hey, give it all you got, encourage yourself. As I was growing up, I always used to be like shy and insecure and such, and I had to like force myself to look into the camera, look into the mirror, and saying I'm beautiful, I'm handsome, and then it got to the point like, man, look at that sexy dark chocolate man, okay, walking that confidence, young black king,
Yes,
and
yes.
that's literally my hashtag Black Boy Joy, So that's definitely what I want to say to anybody. It doesn't matter where you've come from, it doesn't matter where you come from, the struggle, you come from riches. Go after everything and hold nothing back, because it's going to be the same thing that's going to set you up for more success and continued success, not only for you, but for future generations to come.
Okay, inspiration by Brandon Paul Johnson.
Appreciate it.
Dropped a major word, man.
Yes.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it. Appreciate it.
Yes, well,
real.
thank you for coming on BoomBox Weekly.
Absolutely.
I am Gentel Sharrie.
I'm Omar Cook. Hey, we out of here. My boy Brandon Paul Johnson. Let's go.
Yes.
All right.